Evening traders, just wanted to make a video about profiling and kind of how I do it during the day. I hope that you guys will comment and kind of give me some ideas on what you guys need to know more about. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, whether it's helpful or not, please in the comments let me know. So this is a composite profile, and it's basically giving me the all the volume that's on the screen from edge to edge. So as I move bars off the screen, you'll see that it changes, and it changes the profile look. And I'll use this as one of the profiles that I'm looking at, and then I'll draw what's called a range profile, and I'll usually do it for a swing. So from the bottom of the swing to the top of the swing, and I'll be looking at it when the market's moving back against it, to kind of look at the areas and determine, good places to maybe try and trade. Generally, you're trying to find the bigger profile. This one's pretty scattered, so when you have multiple kind of volume clusters inside of a node and inside of a bigger node, you're going to get a bunch of little skippy type pullbacks, because what happens is every time that it hits the top of a volume node where there's a lot of volume, whoever traded there is going to try and get the market to go back the other direction. And generally you want to try and trade somewhere at the bottom of a larger profile that's mature, if at all possible. But you are looking for these big old spikes on the chart, and what I'm looking for specifically is a large change in volume, and I call them the shelf. And so you can see there's like a big shelf of volume right here, and there's a big gap in between. And I find that the big gaps in between tend to be places that price will stop, and it won't quite trade into the high volume. A lot of times it'll trade right into the gap. So I'm looking right here. So you got the highest volume here in this swing is right here. You can see that it never hits the point of control right here, this red line, but it does trade into the gap, and that's as far as it goes. And at that point it leaves. And that's basically what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this shelf of volume, and you can kind of see it. There's a candle before in hard to get everything on the screen anymore. There's a candle before, and it actually did a little bit of rejection right here, and there's a shelf of volume here on the bottom. And if you've watched a lot of my videos, I talk about that price will test the top of the volume node, and it'll test the bottom of the volume node. So it'll come down, hit the top of the volume node. These traders were the last people to break price out of an area. I hope I'm making sense there. So the people that are on the top, they basically busted price out of this area. You can see right here on these two bars, these two yellow lines that line up right here. Somebody put up a big fight in order to get this thing to move up over that point and away. And I tend to think that somebody's protecting this, and you get this test on the top right here, and it moves away. And then the people down here, they defended this thing at some point, right? from it falling back down, right? It traded up and it came back down, and they fought over this thing and kept it afloat at one point. So I'm not looking at this orange bar per se. I'm looking at this other bar right here that's right above this big old shelf. And you can see a yellow line right there. There's more yellow lines right here. It definitely traded right here, but I tend to think that this person right here on the other side saved it from falling, and they pushed it up at that point. So I tend to think that there's two strong levels, and the point of control is definitely a strong level. That's where everybody traded. So, but I tend to think that it tests the top and it tests the bottom. And, you know, if it comes back, if it's tested the top and it comes back, it's going to test the bottom and try and bounce too. So, that's one way that I look at the volume. Let's see if I can clean it up a little bit, and you can definitely see how this, you know, was the high volume point right here, and you had nice symmetry across there, and you get a little bit of bounce. But trying to see if I can get a decent profile here, and I don't think I can for this like level right here. It just looks like nothing, but there's nothing there that I can really show you at that point. Let's move forward. So in this swing right here, so from top to bottom, we're looking at it, and our high volume is right here. This looks like one of our good nodes right here, right? It trades up, and it trades right here to this shelf right here, and you could almost count this as part of the bottom. There's a better shelf right here, and you can see that it actually rejected off of this shelf too, and then it traded across, and it got to the other side where this gap is on the other side, and that's where it fell away. And this was the most volume right here in this little node right here, and so it was the strong point, and it traded away. A lot of times in a strong market, I won't take the bottom of the node. I'll wait for it to go across. I tend to think this one kind of beats up a lot of the buyers, and then this one is the one that reverses it. And I know a lot of people have seen this, right? It's that same, you know, you sell this level, it comes back, and you think it's going to go, and it does another level, one more level or something, and then it goes. It's the two kind of drop down and then go. And that's the way that I kind of tend to look at these profile nodes. Not sure if it makes sense. You can always comment and tell me to try and clarify or something. But then you get this big cluster right here. And for that, you kind of want to look at a lot of it, to be honest with you. And you can kind of pull it across and see that you have, you know, a pretty defined point of control. It shifts right here up a little bit, but then it comes back down, and it's definitely pretty pronounced right there. It doesn't quite trade there. Let's see if nothing trades there. Doesn't quite come back to it, and it just falls. And so I would come over here, and I'd probably profile this right here and look at this swing. And you can see right here in this middle level, your highest volume. So it comes down here, bounces, comes back, comes right back into this profile right here, and falls away. Boom. So you know, you may be tempted to take some of these other little ones, but your highest bet is going to be against something that's way heavier on the chart. So I would profile this again, and you can see that already the high volume was right up there. So depends on how low you get. So you definitely have high volume. It pulls back right there, but it trades back up and it goes right in here. Nice step right before the level. Trades right up to it and goes right at that point. It's kind of like the two-step right here, kind of hits it. You may hear like two legs back or something like that. You could think of it a little bit like that if you want to. So we're just profiling here. You can definitely see high volume right there. Comes back up, hits it, sells off again, does it again right there. Let's pull it across a little bit more and see if anything changes. And you can definitely see right here, get a nice little level. He comes up and trades a little bit beyond that, but nice little level, and it falls off right there. No guarantee that it's going to stop here, guys. No guarantee. This is 60-40 rule that I talk about. You're trading in the right spot at the right level. You have a 60% chance that it's going to work. You got a 40% chance it's going to fail. You don't know who's on the other side of the trade. There's no guarantees in trading, and it could just go right through. If somebody strong is right there, if other sellers don't show up to help you because your one contract or whatever is not going to push this market down, you've got to be with the gang. The gang's got to be able to defend this, and it goes. Okay. Continuing on. So there's a good chance that I would probably just pull this over. I know with this area that there's a lot of volume right here. And when they defeat this area, it falls. And it falls pretty fast. And you can see that this ended up being an area right here. You can see the bottom right here. This big shelf on the bottom right here lines up with these two candles, and you get a pretty good pullback right off of that one. Fails, and it trades up, and let me pull it across. And it starts to find support on the other side right here. And that's kind of like the top of the profile. There's a lot of steps in here, so you see a lot of different levels that are getting some pullback on it. This guy trades down. Most of this is pretty thin, but if you look across at this guy right here, you can see you get one red candle that tries to pull back off of that. Whereas this guy? This guy's right kind of like at the bottom of this profile, but this guy goes. At this point, I'm probably pulling the profile across and seeing if what's going to be back here. And so you can see where the high volume profile is. So it's all right here. When this falls back down, where does it go? It goes to the high level. You got nice step right there. Nice step. And it bounces and it goes. Let's take a look at this guy right up here. So where does this guy stop? He stops right there, not even into the big profile, but you can definitely see the step right here, right? He traded through this big bar, left this open at gap. This was the last guy. He broke it. He broke this level right here. He defended it. Boom. It's off. I mean, there's never any guarantees, you guys, in trading. This is just to try and help you trade with other people. You know, if you know where all the volume is. And here's the high volume right here, right? Pulls back. Where's the best place? Right there. You know, if you're gonna try and take this level and you want to try and get the closest entry that you can, this is the spot right here. You're probably gonna have to go one tick in front of it and to get in, unless you've been sitting there for a while. This swing up here, kind of questionable. Depends on how you profile, right? We could profile all the way over here. Look at this level. These guys right here are right to the top of this profile right here. They test it and bounce. Again, up to the swing. Pull it over. Let's take a look and see what we got. You got a pretty good little profile right here. These guys trade, see, they don't even make it down there. They trade right into this high volume right here, and this is enough to get it to go. You can see the point of control right here on this bar too. But no guarantee. I wouldn't try and trade that. I'd be down here. I would feel more comfortable with this as my backstop, right? There's a lot more volume. There's a lot more positions right here. This is thin to me. So, I think that's it. If you guys want me to do more of these, please let me know in the comments, and I'll make more videos doing profiling sessions like this. If you don't understand something, please leave me a comment. If you guys like the analysis, if you guys like the pre-market analysis, the level calls and stuff in the morning, you know, please subscribe to the channel. Let me know, and I hope you have a good evening. Take care.